Let's talk family. Let's talk family about the things that impact us as individual family members, as a whole, as a community family, and as a country family. Let's Talk Family Live. Let's Talk Family is a program brought to you by Family Life Ministries. Family Life Ministries is a counseling organization that primarily offers individual, family, and relationship counseling. We have counselors who are available to speak on a number of subjects for your conferences for church, school, or work. Family Life Ministries is also known for its media programs, the divorce recovery program Fresh Start, and its company counseling package, the Employee Assistance Program. Visit our website at www.familylifeministriesjamaica.com. Find us on Facebook at FLM Family Life Ministries or on Instagram at FLMJA, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Family Life Ministries FLMJA. We'll give our numbers at the end of this program. Now here's today's episode of Let's Talk Family.
Good evening and welcome to Let's Talk Family. Hi, I'm your host, Nicola Carrara. Many of us know the following verse, 1 Corinthians 13, verse 5. Love does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. When we say love is an action word, it means that it's not just something we say. It's something we do. It's not simply just a feeling or emotion. So to show that you love someone, it means you need to express it in practical, particular, and purposeful ways through a love language. There are 5: words of appreciation, gifts, quality time, physical touch, and acts of service, which we're going to explore today. And to discuss it with me is Sonia Winter, licensed associate clinical psychologist. Hello, Sonia.
Hi, Nikki. Here we go again. It's looking forward to our conversation.
Me too. And I'm going to like this one because it's acts of service. What does that mean?
Okay, so if your partner, we're focusing on partners for the time being, speaks the language of acts of service, it means that anything you do to ease the burden of responsibility for this person will satisfy this particular person. Okay, so anything that takes a load off, anything that is one less thing for them to think about that you actually do for them. Or sometimes if you're even preemptive, you think that they might need something or they're going to need to do something and off you go to do it for them, that's going to express love to this particular partner and that will satisfy their need for the expression of love. So it's doing something that eases the burden in some way of this individual.
What can these some things be? Can you give me some examples, please?
Okay, let's see. I guess chores, for example, sharing the burden of chores, at work or at home, picking up, preparing, dropping off their lunch for them. That's a gender neutral thing these days, thank goodness. Connecting for them. I remember one of the things that a simple thing I did for my husband for his birthday. And I said it was so simple, and yet I was almost embarrassed at how appreciative it was. I felt like I was wife of the year. And all I did was I tracked down 2 of his old friends from high school, and I did a Zoom. If we can't get together in face, but they were in different parts of the world, and I did a Zoom meeting for them. And so he was reconnecting after many years of not seeing these 2 people. And that one act earned me wife of the year. I got enough brownie points that will serve me. I can do no wrong.
Wonderful. Good wife. Whoa. But you brought up something about getting them together over long distances here. What about long distance relationship? How can you do acts of service over distance?
It's true that you have to be a lot more creative in long distance relationships, The good thing is that, distances are compressed because we live in a virtual world as well. So I think that many of your expressions of love have to take a digital form, either in terms of contact and connecting or in terms of effecting things, I do remember, I'll tell you this. So for instance, I do remember many years ago, my relatives were coming to visit. We were living in Barbados and my brother was coming to visit and his wife was in another country, and she arranged for cable TV in my house, all the way in Barbados, because she knew he would want to watch the Olympics while he was at my house, and I didn't have cable. So across the miles, she was able to find a service provider in Barbados and get cable service, so that by the time he arrived at my house, lo and behold, there was cable waiting for him, and he could just sit in his comfy chair and watch the Olympics. No, that was an act of kindness performed across thousands of miles. So you have to be more creative, it's true, but there are the mechanisms that allow us, thank goodness, more and more every day.
No, that is very thoughtful. But, I want to give you a scenario. Say, pretend I am married and my thing is acts of service, and I ask my husband to help me with chores. I mean, yes, it's a long week, but still I need help with chores. And he says, no, I just need to go out and do some stuff. He's breezing off. And he comes back with roses. I don't want no rose, Sonia. And I'm angry. I'm mad. So what happens in a situation like that?
So that's where the love languages get crossed. And that's where frustration often builds up when we're not speaking the same language, or we don't understand the primary language of the person that we're involved with. And that's what creates a lot of frustration. And that's why understanding love language has been so revolutionary. It has changed so much. You know what I mean? Because you're right, Nikki, people put a lot of effort into being thoughtful at times, but sometimes it just doesn't land with the recipient in the way that we expect. And so frustration and another stressor is applied to the relationship. So that's one of the problems of not being in tune and not understanding, the needs and wants of our partners.
So how do you know the needs and wants? Who decides the needs and wants?
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what I always say, a relationship is one of the most fertile grounds for learning about yourself and your partner.
Right.
It's like being in this relationship gives you the opportunity to learn about yourself. So in a relationship, typically, it is by being together, interacting with each other, being in tune to each other and each other's responses that you oftentimes discover what your love language is. So for all you know, Nikki, that, you may not have known what your love language was until your partner comes home with roses and you want to take it and bat him on the head with it, right?
Yes.
That's when you have a sense that there's a disconnect here. And hopefully, in an ideal world, partners are able to use those conflict settings to create intimacy and understanding of the needs of each other. That's when conflict really works for you. It's when something goes wrong that in trying to figure it out, you become closer to your partner. So discovering love languages is almost like an adventure quite often that two people discover together more than one deciding. Because you don't wake up and decide, this is my love language. You don't wake up and decide, this is your love language. Quite often it's life's experiences that reveals it to you.
Right. But I want to know something. What if love languages keep on getting crossed? Mine is acts of service, but my husband keeps on giving me gifts and I really want to hit him on the head with his gifts. Mm-hmm. What happens then? Do you break up?
Oh, hopefully not. Well, I can't resist seizing an opportunity to plug for couples therapy. If what is happening there is that either there's a disconnect in the communication, a package of communication is being sent, but it's not being received intact. Okay. So the couple might need help there with their communication, or there could be a disparity in the commitment to the relationship. So, one person might not be interested and committed to, satisfying or trying to meet the emotional needs of the other person. And so that's something that has to be revealed and negotiated and understood and decisions taken.
Wow, that sounds like stress, because you're saying in a situation like that, go to couples therapy, but some people don't even want to go. Are there any other ways to overcome this issue?
Well, I think that based on what you're sharing with me, though, Nikki, if it's a case where they're trying to sort it out and they're trying to express their needs and receive them, and it's not happening over and over and over and over again, then there's something wrong in the connection. There's a disconnect in the communication and they need help. You can only sort it out through conversations, deep and profound, authentic and vulnerable conversations. And if people have difficulty with such conversations, then it's going to be very hard to move forward in a way that creates harmony and bonding, because we're just not connecting. I'm not getting through to you and you're not getting through to me. So there's always going to be disparity that's hard to bridge.
Okay, so you're talking about communication. Does one always have to communicate? Because some of us women feel that the men should just know. They should know what type of acts of service I would like. But what happens then if they don't?
Yes, that's a myth, okay? There's a lot of people, and it's true, by and large, it's the women that think that if their partner really loved them, they would know what their needs are. You should be able to read my mind. I shouldn't have to tell you. And furthermore, if I have to tell you what I want, then the gift is not as meaningful. That belief is a myth. Because quite often dedicated and committed partner innocently don't recognize when somebody has a particular need for connection or speaks love in a certain way. It can be a very innocent and inadvertent disconnect over which the person has no control, and it can only be remedied by an open and authentic conversation. And through that, if that conversation is done well, that is where true intimacy grows, because I'm understanding you better. That's the very definition of intimacy.
Thank you so much, Sonia. This has been so interesting. And what I'm getting from this is that communication is key.
Absolutely.
Great. Well, it's coming to the end again. And oh man, this has been so good. Well, listeners, that's all the time we have today. Remember to love your loved ones the way they would like to be loved. Thanks to everyone. Walk good, love better, and stay blessed.
Can you feel my life? You're everything to me. Nothing else I need anymore.
This was Let's Talk Family, a production of Family Life Ministries. If you or anyone you know would like advice and counseling, call us or head office at 1 Cecilio Avenue at 876-926-8101, 876-929-4360, or 876-920-1034, or center in Portmore at 117 Cecile Avenue at 876-939-7917.
Do you have a story of a personal miracle you'd like to share? We'd love to hear it. Send us messages via our Facebook page, FLM Family Life Ministries, or to our Instagram account at FLMJA. And you can listen to other miracle stories on our YouTube channel, Family Life Ministries -FLM_JA. Share your miracle for the glory of God.
This program was produced at the studio of the United Church in Jamaica and the Cayman Islands, located at 12 Carlton Crescent, Kingston 10. Call us at 876-926-6059 for information about our most competitive rates for your voiceover and broadcasting needs.